mission is to reorganize and try to fit all my books on my bookshelf because I ran out of room, so. Hi, it's me. Welcome back to another reading vlog. I have a lot of reading updates. Some of them are amazing, some of them are really good, but unfortunately, when it comes to these violent delights, which I guess let's just talk about it first to get it out of the way. This is our Dark Academics book club pick for this month, one of them, and I'm not liking it. I'm now 240 pages through, which is a little over halfway through, and it's quite a shame that I'm not liking it because it is a fairly long book and I'm already really dreading picking it up and not loving any of the time that I'm spending in it. And obviously that happens sometimes. It's completely fine and I'm gonna finish it. Maybe my opinion will change, but I honestly don't think so at all. Pretty much every little tab that you see here and then like the bigger tabs at the top are all of my in-depth complaints about this book, of which I have many. I think at the moment I'll try to go over any non-spoilery complaints I have and then any critiques I have that would spoil something in the book we will talk about in the live show. I've been talking a lot about this with Carolyn and Lucy so far, and I'm pretty sure we all share the same opinion, so hopefully either Mary or Kira will end up enjoying this book, because I know Lucy, at least, she's finished it, and I'm pretty sure we share the exact same thoughts about it. So let me find the first one. I think I was mentioning that the writing wasn't very strong, or especially the dialogue seems extremely stilted, and I've seen a few other people who are reading this with us express the same opinion, and I think that's completely valid. At times things feel quite cringy when people speak them out loud, as well as unrealistic or just very stilted and awkward and clunky, and to try and say the line out loud as if you were performing the book or trying to make the book a realistic situation, it doesn't really work very well because you just can't take yourself seriously. So that's kind of a complaint I have. My first main complaint, I think I said last time, I'm not loving Juliet, who's one of our protagonists in this Romeo and Juliet retelling, but she's just really grating on my nerves, and she seems like a very hypocritical character in a lot of aspects, because there are some very, very cool, important parts with her in here. There's some amazing parts where she stands up to these people who are trying to take over Shanghai. She speaks her mind, she does what she wants, and it's amazing to see that. She's a completely bold, brash, confident character, which is amazing. However, a lot of, I think, that boldness and that brashness is embedded in this kind of hypocritical conflict that I see going on, because she constantly says that she is looking out for the people of Shanghai. She's concerned about their well-being, not only with this contagion and this plague that's basically taking so many lives in Shanghai from the Scarlet Gang, from her gang, but she's also so concerned about the White Flowers, their rival gang, the blood feud. It's just interesting seeing her express so much concern about the people of her city, yet she is part of this like really violent criminal organization that essentially hurts these people. And there's been so many scenes where she is either torturing someone, or she's saying that she's killed so many people or done so many of these horrible things, and it just doesn't really make sense to me, her compassion for these people, when she's the one doing these really, really bad and harmful things to these same people. So there's just kind of that element that is a little bit strange to me and doesn't really make a lot of sense, because like, she is a gangster and she's not a part of a nice charitable organization herself. Also, every time she sees Roma, who is the heir of the White Flowers, the Russian gang, every single time she sees him, she basically says the exact same thing, and it's happened almost 4 or 5 times now, where she's just basically like, I should kill you right now, I should shoot you in the face if you don't leave. And then of course, like, he doesn't leave and they just end up talking, and it just seems like she's full of these like really, really empty threats and words, and then kind of every consequence or every risk just takes on this weightless nothingness value, when she just kind of threatens to keep shooting these people who step onto her territory or hurting Roma, but nothing actually ever comes of that. So like, that's a really frustrating premise as well. And I think just the whole thing, there's been a lot of elements that don't add up, don't make sense, and really are disappointing me, letting me down. Some things I do really like about this book is the political, the amount of political stuff that is in this book, which isn't something you usually see with a lot of young adult works. And I think this one is so nice because you really get this real political environment. You get Shanghai as this real landscape where these ideas were going down in 1926, and it's really, really interesting to learn about that. I love the history that's been inserted into this because I think it's so important, and I think like aligning that with a Romeo and Juliet retelling really lets you see a lot of that political stuff and what's going on and how it actually affects people. Another thing I love, I know I don't like Juliet, and I know a lot of people don't like her either from what I've heard so far, but all of the side characters in this book, I would like die for them. I love all of them so much. They're so much more interesting and wonderful people to me than Roma or Julia actually at the minute, because we have Benedict and Mars, who are also part of the White Flowers. Adore them. I absolutely love them. I just love them. I love Kathleen so much. She is Juliet's cousin. Love her. Even Rosalind and Alyssa, I like them as well. It's just our 2 main characters that like I just don't care about at all. We just had the very famous balcony scene go down in here, and it was a very underwhelming experience, I think, because I feel like when people think of Romeo and Juliet, the first thing they think of is like the balcony scene, and to just have it, I don't know, it was just, like I said, a very underwhelming, drained experience for me in these Violent Delights. This is an extremely slow burn romance between these two as well, which I enjoy, but I'm just kind of worried that by the time I get to the end of this book, there won't actually be any real connection or relationship developing enough in this book. I feel like it's going to be dragged into the next one, which I don't think I'm going to read. So yeah, those are my thoughts on these Violent Delights. Right now it's sitting at like a 2.5 star, which is really disappointing. But the more and more I read it, I just find more and more problems with it, and I'm just really, on the whole, not enjoying it. So those are my thoughts. I also finished The Painted Girls this morning. This was also a disappointment. I gave this 2.75 stars. It was almost a 3-star, but I think my main complaint was just that like I was extremely bored the whole time I was reading this book, which is interesting, but it just felt like an extremely long book where there was just a lot of repetition. There were amazing ideas in this book, and I'll discuss them so much more in my December wrap-up, but just on the whole, I just didn't find myself invested or valuing a lot of what was going on, and I just didn't find myself really caring about this story very much. There were some extremely important, valuable ideas and like parts of history fleshed out and given a voice in The Painted Girls, which was amazing, the best part about this book, and I'll talk about that more in my wrap-up, but in the end I'd give it 2.75 stars. A book that I'm actually loving so much, and it's like restoring my faith in YA fantasy, is Not These Violent Delights. I started this a few days ago and I am like obsessed with it. It is so good. It's A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. I think I talked about this one in my last vlog. I said I was gonna start it. It's really good. It's so good. I did not know, I knew a little bit about the synopsis, but not very much, but I am adoring it. I think it's a fairly new release, but it is inspired by West African folklore, and like it is just, I'm like loving it. I can't seem to put it down. I just keep listening to it at a very like small audiobook speed? Slow audiobook speed. So basically we have this city called Zoran where pretty much all of our plot is going down, and we have our two protagonists. I absolutely adore both of them, which is really rare. I just find myself really connecting to them and like identifying with parts of who they are, and they're just everything. I just absolutely love both of these people. They seem so real to me. I feel already like I know exactly who they are, and a lot of the time I find in young adult I have like no idea who a character is outside of like whatever huge trope is being used to write them. But like Malik and Karina, I feel like I know them, which is so nice. They feel like really real people. So Malik is a refugee, and he is coming with his two sisters, Layla and Nadia, to try and get into Zoran and eventually I think find work to try and send money back to their family and help them escape wherever they are, because their geography and their region of living is really looked down on and discriminated against in this world, because their basically whole place where they come from was overtaken a long time ago by bigger forces. So he and his two sisters have just arrived outside the gates of Zoran and are trying to get inside, but there is this storyteller outside the gates because it also happens to be Solstasia, which is the festival that takes place every 50 years in Zoran to celebrate, is it the comet? This huge beautiful comet that passes in the sky, and there's like this competition because there's this also really cool system, and there's a little bit of magic I think going on right now, although I'm still a little bit fuzzy on the whole system and how it works. But basically whatever day of the week you're born on, that corresponds to like your patron deity, and there's 7 patron deities. So like there's sun, there's life, there's moon, and there's a whole bunch of them. So Malik is life aligned, and when the storyteller that I was talking about grants a wish to Nadia, Malik's younger sister, an extremely vengeful spirit pops out and demands tribute and payment, I guess, for the magic that Nadia has used, and he actually takes Nadia as payment, and he promises Malik that he can have his sister back if he kills Karina, who is the heiress and who will eventually become Sultana. I just love Malik. I feel like I'm going to talk about this book way too much right now, but he's extremely sensitive, extremely conscious, extremely like emotionally invested in a lot. He deals with these really overwhelming feelings of panic. Panic attacks are part of like almost his daily life, and I just love it. Just like I can just feel it so much, and I just want to like give him a hug because I know exactly what that is like, and it is such like a realistic portrayal of that like panic that just grips you out of nowhere, and what he's going through trying to get to Zoran with his sisters and all this stuff, also while fighting off these extreme anxiety attacks, is just really hard for him. Karina as well does not want anything to do with being Sultana or being the heiress. Her father and her sister perished years ago in a fire in the palace that's left her just so sad, so angry, so bitter, and her mother is very removed, very strict, basically wants nothing to do with Karina, and is extremely hard to deal with in the face of all this sorrow. But she also suffers from extreme migraines. Yes, which again, I just relate to both of these people so much because, I don't know, aside from those like outlying mental health and I guess medical conditions, I just love them. So Basically, the part we're at now, Malik is trying to get into Zeron, trying to insert himself as one of the champions of Solstasia because they get to stay at the palace and compete in this competition. I'm not really sure what the competition is yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. And Karina is obviously at the palace, so their worlds are basically about to collide. And I know it is, I think, an enemies to lovers trope because I guess he's on a mission to kill her and she's just kind of there. So yeah, I would really recommend. I'm not done it yet, but I'm like really impressed. I'm loving it. It's just what I wanted, and the writing's amazing, world building is great, and it's really impressing me. So that is A Song of Grace and Ruin. Hello guys, today is Friday, December 18th, and I think this vlog might end up spanning a longer period of time just because I have a whole bunch of videos to go up. Today I've actually been quite productive. It's about 2 p.m. right now, but I managed to film 2 videos this morning. One of them is very exciting and the other one is my best books of 2020 video. I got so emotional filming it. I'm not really sure, well, I do know why, but it was just a really emotional time and a really fun time being able to discuss all of my favorite books. So I'm very excited for you to see that video, and I will also be, of course, doing my worst books as well as a video of pretty much ranking all of the classics that I read in 2020, which should be fun. Maybe you've seen if you follow me on Instagram, but Carolyn and I also posted like a little mini teaser for a project we've been working on, and I got to film a video about said project a couple days ago. I'm so excited to finally have that out to you. It's coming January 1st, so keep your eyes peeled. But I'm just so excited for this new project that we've decided to embark on together in 2021. I'm just sitting here with my gingerbread man. Actually, that's kind of frightening. But the book I need to read more of right now, I'm almost 300 pages through. These Violent Delights. I'm really not liking it, you guys. Like, I'm getting really close to really hating it, which is not fun. As time goes on and as this book continues longer and longer, I find myself disliking it more and more and more, and just finding so many more problems within it, which is so frustrating, because I was really looking forward to this. But as of right now, we've had a lot more scenes with just Roma and just Juliet, and I actually really don't like either of them. I like barely feel any chemistry between them. I'm just not loving them together. I feel like I don't care about them at all, which is sad because I mean, it is called Romeo and Juliet for a reason. I really don't want this to end up on my worst books of the year, but if it keeps going like it is, like, it's gonna find itself on that list. It's seeming like such a task and a chore to get through, which is sad. And also, books with dialogue where no one ever uses contractions just seem so unrealistic to me, because I know it's 1926, but like, no one ever seems to use contractions or say things like I don't have, or I can't, or I won't, or I'm. They always say I am not, or I do not have that, or I will not do that. And I'm just like, people shorten their sentences, and I don't know why it's grating on my nerves, but it just makes the dialogue that much more like unrealistic, I think. So yeah, I'm on chapter 26 right now. Yeah, I just feel like really not that much has happened. It's also a very long book, so yeah. I'm gonna try to make this whole video not complaining about these Violent Delights though. So right now I'm gonna put away all of my laundry, which I have a lot to put away, and I'm gonna maybe sit here and either read a little bit of it. Hello, it is now Sunday, December 20th, which is crazy. There's only 5 days left until Christmas. I have a lot of reading updates as well. Yesterday I went to check my PO box, and I came home with a whole bunch of packages, and then basically spent like the rest of the night just in tears because you guys are way too kind, and I got a lot of really just like touching letters and really beautiful gifts that like meant so much to me, and just like made me emotionally lose it, as well as just some really, really cute things that I want to show you guys, and some of them come from a few small businesses and stuff like that, so I wanted to show you that as well. So maybe we'll just start with that because I'm so excited about it. So yeah, where do I even begin? Okay, I think we're gonna start here because I just absolutely love these. These are like so me, like I would literally pick these out and buy them. But these are from Candace. Candace, thank you so much. She also sent me a book that I'm gonna include in the book haul I'm about to film, so you will see that then. But she also gave me these really beautiful, I don't know if you can see these, they are earrings. They are acorns made from clay. Oh my gosh. So this is her business card. I'll put it here, hopefully you can see it, and it is called Cappuccino Co by Candace, and they're handmade with love in Montreal. So I love it. I love them so much. Like I literally want to put them on right now. Oh my gosh, I don't know what they look like, but I imagine they look fabulous. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much. I love them so much. You are incredibly talented. And there we go. Okay, what next? Oh my gosh. I got a lot of Phantom of the Opera related stuff that I just am still losing my mind over. You guys sent me a lot of editions of Phantom. Thank you. I think I now have enough for like a full shelf of them, and I'm just like so happy. You guys also sent me some really beautiful things, including this. I love this. I love this so much. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. Thank you as well. You guys just know me. I don't know. I received I don't know why I'm doing this while I'm tapping it, but it is a bookmark. Baby Yoda. Oh my gosh. This is like the best bookmark ever. I like screamed when I saw his little face. Oh my gosh. Okay, this next thing is just insane. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet because I just don't even want to lay my fingers on it. But this is from a really sweet, wonderful, kind lady named Linda. Thank you so much. She sent me her playbill from Phantom, the 105th production from the Westchester Broadway Theater. She did that. This is like literally, thank you so much. This means the world to me. I'm gonna like put it next to my playbill and my little booklet from, I think, when I saw it in Toronto a few years ago. Wow, I like still don't want to open it because this is definitely a very precious thing. So literally, thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me. It is stunning. It's gorgeous. I can't believe I have this. Okay, as well, I literally cried when I opened this because this is a really cool thing made out of all of my favorite books. A lot of these are my favorite childhood books. We have like Peter Rabbit, we have The 11th Hour by Graham Base, we have Matilda, we have the series by Patrick Carmen, of course there's Anna Karenina, Beloved, Wuthering Heights, Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am just absolutely losing it over this. This is incredible. I don't even know how this was made, but I either want to put it like on my bookshelf somewhere or like attach a string to it and like have it hang down. But wait, there's more. Oh my gosh, this is actually insane. I just opened this and like it was so nice to just be able to hold literally everything you love in this one geometric shape, to be able to like physically hang on to your favorite books that literally mean entire worlds to you, even when like this year I haven't really been able to read very much for myself. Like it affected me and I just cried like a baby for a few hours about this because wow, like there's Turn of the Screw even, there's The Book of Hours, The Island of Dr. Moreau, Solaris, Frankenstein, Stories of God, The Velveteen Rabbit, House of Leaves, Cloud Atlas, The Graveyard Book, Coraline. Oh my gosh, Paradise Lost. Like, you guys, I don't deserve any of you. This is insane. This one, I just have to show you right now because this is from Marine. Thank you so much. She lives in France, and she knows I don't have a French edition yet, or I didn't have a French edition yet, of Phantom of the Opera. And she, I guess, wanted it to come from Paris, where obviously the story is set. And this just literally, I can't even tell you how much this means to me, to have finally a French edition of my favorite story. More than that, she also designed the cover. Maureen designed this cover. She like took the original cover off and here it is. I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like, look at this. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe someone did this. This is incredible. This is beautiful. This is like literally the colors I think of when I think of Phantom of the Opera. And then she put the title so beautifully. And then you open it up and it is just, I'm just gonna cry again. Oh my gosh. She also made another one like this, which I can't wait to show you guys, but she also has a book blog that I will leave down below as well because this is just stunning. All right, so I'm very cozy. I just got back from a very cold walk. I currently have some Pandasol in the oven, which hopefully will also warm me up, but I thought I would sit down and give you some reading updates. I'm like so close to just saying I'm like hating it. I'm really not liking it. It's not often that I say that about a book, and like we haven't reached that point yet, but I'm 346 pages in. I have about 100 pages left. There's so many things I'm disliking about this book. There are a lot of things that I really do admire in here, and I think I just love seeing in young adult fantasy because I've basically never or hardly ever seen these aspects of politics and history dealt with in young adult very often at all. It's not something I really see, but there's just so many things in here that I can't ignore, the writing being one of them, but just more than that, the like logical holes in the major plot point in the story that is driving the story forward. And to talk about that even for a second, it's just not really a driving force. We just seem to be going around in circles. Any subplots that were introduced haven't had any follow-ups or lead-throughs or any exploration of them. They've just been kind of reduced to nothing. And this one thing that we've been focusing on, this madness, this contagion, this thing that makes people rip their own throats out, I just find so many like holes in it. And I love buying into stories as much as the next person, but I cannot ignore when things blatantly just don't add up and don't make any sense, and they're like just like really logical holes in a plot or in an aspect of a book. And unfortunately that's what's going down. The writing and the dialogue to me has just descended into like really like cringy territory, and I'm really not enjoying myself at all. Like I have very little motivation to finish this book, and I'm just really sad about it. I wanted to love it. There's been almost 100% telling instead of showing, and it's just letting me down on basically like every front. So that is These Violent Delights, unfortunately. So sad. So yeah, that is one of probably many rants on These Violent Delights because there's just so much I'm not loving about it, but I am still absolutely adoring and still falling in love with, even though I only have 40 minutes left on the audiobook of A Song of Wraiths and Ruins by Roseanne A. Brown, and it's so good. The world building, the characters, I have strong feelings about every single character in this book, which is so rare, whether I love them, hate them, want to protect them, want them to basically die, because we have some really interesting villains in this book. There's so much lore and mythology, and just the magic system is so interesting. I just love it. Like I love it. This is like restoring my faith in young adult fantasy. This is like everything I want. I'm so impressed with it. I'm so emotionally connected to the story, which I haven't been to a young adult in so long. And like we just had a number of character deaths, and I was just like, no. I just sat there and I was like, no, this can't be happening. and it's just so good. I only have glowing things to say about it. I literally have zero critiques on A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. I'm just having the best time ever, and I'm so sad that it's gonna be over. I don't think the next book is coming out until, is it next year? I think it's gonna be next year. So once I finish that, I am going to be starting A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is our other dark academics pick for December, and I'm sure it will bode better than These Violent Delights, but this will be my second Dickens book, so I have extremely high hopes. This was also a gift that came in my P.O. box, so thank you so much. I am going to be annotating this copy. It also comes with a couple other stories, namely The Chimes. The Chimes? Yes. It also comes with The Chimes, which is a goblin story of some bells that rang an old year out and a new one in. And it also comes with The Cricket on the Hearth by Dickens. So I'm extremely excited to read this. I've never read it, and I don't think I've even seen any full movie versions of A Christmas Carol all the way through. So here we are. I haven't really had too many wintry or kind of holiday festive books on my TBR yet, so I'm really excited to kind of get to them all in this little like 5-day lead up to Christmas. But my stomach literally just growled so loudly, so I'm gonna go eat some bread, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm currently buying my textbooks for January for my winter semester, and it hurts a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you know that feeling, but I just don't even want to do it, but I have to do it. The pain is real. I mean, they all are books, which is great. I love books. I love reading. We know this. But my bank doesn't love it, so yeah, okay, I'm just gonna do it. Here we go. I am really excited to show you all of the books though. Hello, so it is December 21st, it's Monday. As you can tell, I am home now. You'll probably only see me here, I guess, until like vlogging, until after Christmas, because home for the holidays, except for a few videos that I have pre-filmed. I've been filming so much recently. I've just been like very motivated to create a lot of content, but I also have Miss Evie here. She is here. She sleeps on my bed when I'm not here, which I guess is all the time, so yeah. I also brought a lot of books with me, so let's talk about them. There we go. Okay, this is nostalgic. This is nostalgic, so I'm probably gonna end this week's vlog off here. I think it's actually been 2 weeks or like a week and a half. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty just like motivated, and I've been in a pretty good mood for a little bit, which is amazing because, well, it's just like my mood is directly correlated to how sick I'm feeling over a given period or like on a specific day. And I've just been feeling really hopeful and happy recently, which honestly isn't a feeling I've really had in a long while. So yeah, let's start with something I'm really looking forward to. I'm literally only, I think, like 6 pages in, but it's A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, I just want to read you like the first. Dickens' little note starting it off is so nice. Where is it? He says, "I have endeavored in this ghostly little book to raise the ghost of an idea, which shall not put my readers out of humor with themselves, with each other, with the season, or with me. May it haunt their houses pleasantly, and no one wish to lay it." Oh my gosh. And then chapter 1 begins Marley's ghost. Like I said, I've never read A Christmas Carol, so I'm really excited about this. I'm adoring it. I've already tabbed one little part of this description because it was just so nice. The city clocks had only just gone 3, but it was quite dark already. It had not been light all day, and candles were flaring in the windows of the neighboring offices like ruddy smears upon the palpable brown air. The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole, and was so dense without that although the court was of the narrowest, the houses opposite were mere phantoms. To see the dingy cloud come drooping down, obscuring everything, one might have thought that nature lived hard by and was brewing on a large scale. It's just so good. The talent is just dripping with it. It's just incredible. I just love that I get to read this right now. It's extremely cozy. I love it so much. It's quite short, so I'm going to be finishing that up very soon. I also brought Agua Viva with me because I want to finish it up before the year ends. I am so motivated to reach my Goodreads goal, which is 150 books, which it's not really stressing me out because like I haven't put too much value on it. I don't care how many books I read, but I just want to see if I can do it. And like I really want to do it. This is killing me. Like it's killing me. I'm 390 pages in. I honestly have, okay, bye-bye. I honestly have no clue why this is a 440 page book. Like I have no idea why. Like I just couldn't tell you. It feels like nothing has really happened. It feels like we've been following the same thing over and over again. I am so tilted. I'm so tilted with this book. It hasn't happened in a while that I've been so angry at a book, but now it's happened. This book is quickly becoming the bane of my existence. So I really just want to get it done and finished. That's what I'm reading. I finished A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. It was so good. I gave it 4 stars. Highly recommend now that I finished it. It impressed me the whole way through. It never lost focus. It never became bloated. It never lost anything that it started with. It was an amazing book start to finish, which is so rare, especially for fantasy and young adult fantasy. At least for me, that's what I find, but it's so good. Have you decided to return? Don't let the door hit you on your way back in, huh? Yeah, it was just amazing. Highly recommend. Anyway, I will see you guys very soon. I hope you're all having a very cozy, happy few weeks in your life, and I will catch up with you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.